Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. Our first one comes from Old Fielding 6659. Am I the beehole for not giving my daughter full access to a trust fund? Hi there. First of all, I do apologize for the format and the increase. There is grammatic mistakes. English is not my first, nor my most speak language. For context, when I found out I was pregnant, my whole family was extremely happy. And my mom and her husband, dad too, and dad made a retirement fund for 18 years with the intention of paying for my baby's college education. They gave me full control of this investment portfolio, and me and my husband made contributions to it with every paycheck. The investment fund grew more and more than any of us could imagine. It's enough to pay for her college if she doesn't get a scholarship, and after that she still leaves a very big sum of money that would allow her to have a head start in life. My daughter just turned 18, the legal adult age in my country, and she's known about the investment fund since she was 14. So now that she's 18, she's asking to have the fund transferred in her name. But I said no. My reasoning is that she's still a teenager that would find herself with way more money than a teenager should have. I offered to compromise and pay for her education with the fund, as that was the intention, and in case she needed any money from it or wanted to use the money from it, we can discuss it and use the money if we see fit. She called me a beehole and accused me of wanting to use her money on other stuff. Oh, that's enough reason for me not to give it to her yet either if she's gonna throw a tantrum like a child. I don't need that money. I earn pretty well enough to live comfortably. But in my eyes, I don't want to give a teenager a full trust fund because I'm scared of what she'll spend it on and not have any money left after college again. It's a very big amount. My husband, my mom, and my dad are on my side, but there's some other family members, mother-in-law and sister-in-law, that are calling me and telling me I'm the beehole for stealing money from stealing money from my daughter instead of just giving it to her. You're not stealing money from her, and that is technically still your money. You're not spending it on anything for you. You're doing what you intended to do with it, paying for her education. You are not stealing. Those two are idiots. I didn't think that I was the beehole until my mother-in-law and sister-in-law told me. Now I'm starting to think I was one because the money was for her use. Edit, because I think my word of choice was not very good. Again, I apologize. English is not my first language, and I don't even live in the US. The trust fund is the word I use that I thought was best, but an investment fund that was frozen for 18 years, meaning I could not even if I wanted to, which I would never would, take out money from there for 18 years. The 18 years are up, and now I can have access to the full amount. The fund was set up in my name because at the time I was pregnant and my daughter could not be a part of the fund given that she was not born yet. With that being said, all the people that contributed were in an agreement that even if the money was in my name, it was entirely my daughter's money. It has no restrictions on what it can be used for, but we all agreed that it was for college. Yes, as it should be. That's smart. The reason I'm saying legally she can have the fund is because she's 18, so she's able to have her own bank account and the funds transferred to that account without any issues. OP, do not do it. Do not give her that large sum of money. She's 18. Just because you become 18 doesn't mean you're smart. I know that. I was 18 before, and if I had a ton of money, I would have blown it on dumb stuff too. That money is intended for her education and stuff to help her with her education. Now, if she was, smart, she can get a little fun thing out of it, like, oh, I need a sweet, super awesome gaming laptop because I'm gonna go to college and I need to do my college stuff on a laptop, which, yeah, it's true. You're going to need a laptop for college and maybe a desktop, a gaming desktop that's really nice for more college stuff because the laptop only has so much, space on it. You know what I mean? She could, get a little fun things out of there. Maybe a car. She needs a car to get to college. That's a fun thing. But no, you were not the beehole. Don't give her that money. She's going to blow it on dumb crap. She's probably going to buy stuff for her friends and waste it on a bunch of clothes, a bunch of useless crap. And she needs that for her education. And like you said, after paying for her education, to have a nice little head start in life. It's nice to have. So no, don't give it to her. Even though she's 18, she's still a kid. She'll still, make dumb decisions. Like, even in our early 20s, I still feel like we're stupid and making dumb decisions. So, Pete, no, you're not the beehole. Do not let her ruin her nice, sweet head start by giving her that money to blow on dumb crap. OP, not the beehole. And you're not a thief. You're going to give her the money. I don't know where those two idiots are getting thief from. And our next one comes from Fantastic Ad 6608. Am I the beehole for making my sister's stepson pay back what he spent? Stole. It seems like it'd be pretty straightforward, except I got the ism and I have a hard time processing the negativity. My sister's stepson, at some point when my sister was house sitting while I was working in a remote location, stole one of my credit cards and racked up a $1,400 USD in charges to a mobile game. Oh, those freaking mobile games, man. Waste of time and waste of money. My sister, her husband, and I sat down with the child and had a conversation, while on speaker with a state police officer, letting him know that the only reason he wasn't being arrested for grand theft was due to his age. Sister, brother-in-law, and I all agreed that if the bank doesn't reverse the charges, that his Xbox, bike, and Switch will be sold to recoup the costs. Fair so far. I'll be honest, he still needs a punishment even if he gets the costs recouped because then he'll be like, oh, I got away with it. But back to the story. If that doesn't cover the debt, any money he earns over the summer break will be given to me. Yeah, that's fair. He needs to pay back what he stole. He's also been informed that he has no longer been trusted in my house, supervised or not. Everyone is in agreement that he effed up and there are consequences. Everyone except his birth mother and his grandparents. His mother is calling me greedy. How are you greedy? It's your money that was stolen. That's not greedy. And selfish beehole, because in her words to me, you make 3 times that in debt in a single pay period. What is it to you? It doesn't matter. You don't steal people's money. She's now gone as far as messaging people in my friend group and leaving out the part that her son stole almost, $1,500 from me. His grandparents are accusing me of basically the same thing. Idiots. They're all idiots. Well, they raised that idiot anyway. And have threatened to go to the police for stealing his things. Do it. Go to the police. See what happens. The bike and the consoles. Edit 1. I will not state his age, but he's under the minimum age to arrest for anything other than Class A or unclassified felony in my state. Theft is the second degree and a Class C felony. Edit 2. This was an ongoing theft from April 15th to May 5th. When I got back to civilization, my work often has me in the most remote parts of the state. Hi, Opie. I understand why those two are not together anymore. She seems like a horrid mother, going, oh, who cares? You have money. Let him steal from you. Like I said before, you don't nip that stealing crap in the bud, the kid's gonna end up stealing when he's an adult, or she's an adult and they're gonna end up in jail. So I'm gonna say both you and the father are not the beehole, and the stepmother, because they're being good parents. Yes, you don't get to just steal a lot of money from someone and get away with it. That's a bad example to set for the kid. He needs to learn that his actions do have the consequences, and I think that's fair. He needs to give up his stuff so he can pay back the money. He's gonna remember this lesson when he loses his Xbox and his Switch. You think he's gonna steal again? No, he's not gonna steal again after losing all that cool stuff that you bought for him. You bought that for him. That's crazy. OP, not the beehole. Screw the grandparents. Screw that biological mother. She's trying to raise a thief. You are not the beehole, and that kid needs to pay back the money because being a thief is just not a good thing to learn to be. Not the beehole. And our final one comes from Wary Male 49-6. Am I the beehole for not helping my sister pay for her wedding? Me, a 30-year-old female, and my sister, Lisa, a 26-year-old female, grew up in the modest family. Our parents had a very small sum to contribute to college tuition, and no money saved up for our weddings. They are still working because they can't afford to retire. I went to college on scholarship and had a pretty good job. I had my wedding last year. It was intimate, but very nice. A bit expensive, that me and my husband paid for. My sister is engaged and wants a nice wedding like mine, except she's never went to college, holds a job as an assistant in a shop in a mall, and her fiance is in construction. They can't afford a wedding like mine. She asked my parents for help, but they can't. They're still paying off their mortgage on their home. She asked me, and I gave her $3,000 as a wedding gift. Oh wow, that's really generous of you, OP. Yesterday, which she used for the wedding. She called asking when I was going to send the balance amount, and that I said I wasn't. She was mad at me telling me how it was not being enough for her dream dress, even. How she needed way more to have a nice wedding like mine. Okay, I would talk to the groom. Is this the type of woman you want? I know I don't want a woman who's losing her mind over the wedding, because after the wedding, she's probably going to get bored and, want a divorce, because it's not about the marriage, it seems like. It seems that she just wants a pretty wedding, and that's not a good way to start a marriage. I'm just saying. I told her this was the gift I was willing to give her, which, OP, that's a very generous gift. I'd be very happy with $3,000. She said it wasn't fair since I had money. Doesn't matter, not her money. I do, but everything I have is earmarked for my needs. I told her as much. She called me a cheap bee and hung up. You're a cheap bee for giving $3,000 as a gift? That's not cheap. My parents called me disappointed. I wasn't helping my sister out more, since this was all she had in her life. Oh, that's really sad. I wouldn't marry her. And why don't your parents, who are still, not retired, give her the money? Why are they trying to come on you? I told him that the wedding wasn't a necessity, and she should hold one that she can afford, not rely on me. They're mad at me now as well. They need to shut the F up and pay for her wedding then if they want to, judge you. And apparently thinking of taking another loan on the house to finance her wedding. Am I the beehole? No, but your parents are frickin' idiots taking out a loan to finance a wedding, a fleeting moment that means little to nothing in the grand scheme of things. What a wow, they're idiots. I could see why the daughter's acting that way. I don't know what happened to you, but good on you. You seem to have crawled yourself out of that sludge. But yeah, OP, not the beehole. That was a very generous gift you gave him. 3K. Holy crap, that's nice. In weddings, I don't get this comparing crap to weddings. If I have a wedding, we're gonna go to the beach and knock this out real quick. And though the only thing I think I'd invest a lot of money in on a wedding is eating somewhere nice because I love good food. You know what I mean? But yeah, OP, if I were you, I wouldn't even turn up to that wedding. It sounds like she's being an idiot. They need to work within their means. Everyone does. You don't. I never got this. I need the biggest, fanciest wedding with swans that shoot fire. Well, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, OP, not the beehole. She has her own drama. She needs to get over that crap. If I were the groom, that would be a red flag for me. Over here, how sad is that? This is the only good thing she'll have in life. How sad is that? If I was a groom, I'd be looking to dip, man. OP, you are not the beehole. Quite the contrary. You're very generous. 3K is a lot. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps to get more videos like this. Velvet out.